Okay, perfect. So let me try and get this a little lower. Great. All right, so thank you everybody for joining. We should have a great session today. Like I said, Tyler is going to be in our chat today, helping everybody out with what they need to do, or any questions or any links that he can provide. Our public schedule is up on this blog post, How to Buy Your First NFT. And so we'll have sessions running for the next couple of months on our road to Series 2 VeeFriends launch. Our blog post has everything that you may need as a resource, including our schedule, the presentation that we are about to go through together. And VeeFriends.com is just a great site overall. The blog is great to get more information, but this blog post should have everything you need for all the information that we're about to go through. So our road to Series 2. We're going to chat about how you can buy your first NFT, a big walkthrough of all information and all just beginner info for everybody here and for everybody who's joining us today. Okay. So what is a non-fungible token, an NFT? So non-fungible tokens / NFTs are unique digital assets that exist in a variety of industries, anywhere from digital art and virtual real estate to collectibles and gaming, and many other applications that we're starting to see. They are authentic, they're indivisible, they are unique, transferable. You can prove ownership of them. You can see who owns what, and you can trace them back to where they came from. They have great provenance behind them. So very cool that now we can finally own and show ownership of a digital asset. So a crypto wallet is what you need in order to purchase cryptocurrency and store crypto / NFTs. So you will need a wallet in order to buy an NFT. When you set up a wallet, which we'll go through in a minute here, it's very important to know that you have a secret phrase, which is essentially like your social security number, your bank PIN. It's very important to never, ever share it. There are two types of wallets. One is called a hot wallet, which is stored all online, and a cold wallet / hardware wallet is something where you have a physical piece inside, or a physical piece with you that you need in order to access the funds, where it's not all kept online. I also just noticed I never introduced myself, which is very rude of me, but my name is Adam Rips, and I've known Gary a couple years now. I was a sports card collector, transitioned NFTs for the last many months, and I've done a lot of learning and helping out on the VeeFriends and NFT end. So I'm excited to be with all you guys today. I should have done that a little bit earlier, but better late than never. Okay, so popular hot wallets / online wallets are Metamask. That's the most widely used one. There are a few others as well. The purpose of this essentially is just to allow you to connect to more sites, allow you to connect to sites like VeeFriends or OpenSea, which we'll get into, which is like the eBay of NFTs. But MetaMask kind of acts like the equivalent of PayPal or something with dollars or in the real world, because it allows you to store funds and connect to sites that you wouldn't be able to otherwise to make payments. Popular hardware wallets, which again are those physical pieces, which are used for an extra layer of security for more valuable assets or for higher peace of mind. Ledger and Trezor are the two most popular ones. We have a great video at the end. We're not going to go super into hardware wallets, but a great video at the end and some more information about how you can set up a Ledger wallet and how all that works. Something that's important to note is the desktop versus mobile usage. On a computer / desktop, Web3 and NFTs is much more built for that type of usage. And so a computer is very helpful and very useful and has the easiest navigation. iPhones or mobiles are better for convenience for some people, but as far as the applications that are needed for NFTs, it's not as smooth. There are some issues that go with it. It's just not quite as convenient. But maybe once you get a little bit more experience, it might be a little easier. Still, it's not great, and there are some issues that stem from using an iPhone. However, or a mobile rather, both of them are are very doable. So this is a quick 10-minute video. This is the only video we're going to watch in its full length, but setting up your MetaMask wallet, your digital wallet, is one of the most important things that we'll be doing. And so it's important to watch it in its entirety. Feel free to either do it along with us or always refer back to this video to make sure that you're doing everything the right way. So this video is going to touch on how to create it, the importance of that secret phrase that you are given, and just to make sure that you're setting up your wallet in its in the safest form possible. So I'll play this for us, and then we'll get on to our next few steps.
Today we're going to learn how to download and add the MetaMask wallet extension to our Google Chrome browser. We're going to use MetaMask because it's the most widely used wallet. There's other wallets available, but for our demonstration purposes, MetaMask is what we chose. So the first thing we're going to do is go to metamask.io, which is the website that you can download the extension. Always double check the URL whenever you're downloading or connecting your wallet to any site. We're very early into Web 3.0, and one of the exploits that people use is creating a site that... Today we're going to learn how to download and add the MetaMask wallet extension. With the most we'll use is creating a site that looks almost identical to a site that you're trying to go to, and then being able to exploit you that way. So make sure it's the correct URL, the correct .io, not .com or .org in circumstances. So we're at metamask.io, which is proper. And we're going to go to the top right, and we're going to hit download. You can see the supported browsers: Chrome, Firefox, Brave, and Edge. We're going with the most user-friendly in my experience, which is going to be Chrome. You can see that on the top, it is already prompted us to use Chrome. There's a tab for iOS and Android. But once again, we're going to go with the easiest, which is going to be Chrome on our desktop. They do have mobile, but it is it's less buggy and it's a much easier experience with desktop and Chrome. So that's what we're suggesting here. So it's going to say install MetaMask for Chrome. And it's going to bring us to the Chrome Web Store. And we want to add to Chrome. And we want to make sure it's the correct one, which it is. And you'll see a video on the bottom from the MetaMask team, and we always suggest getting as much information as possible. And add the extension. So we can navigate away from the Chrome store, see the extensions tab, and we want to actually add it to the top bar. So we'll click that and then pin it. And now you can see the cute little fox on the top right there. So once we click there, we want to open up the MetaMask site, and you'll be able to see that we go to MetaMask and that we can get started. But first, check out that the fox will follow our mouse. So get started. And here you have two options. We're going to use yes, let's get set up. That's for someone with no wallet or anything like that. The other option, no, I already have a secret recovery phrase, is if you've already set up a wallet, which for our purposes, you have not. So let's get set up. Help us improve MetaMask. I would read through this, do your own research. It's not going to be giving your information, exposing you in any way. So I clicked agree, but check it out and read it yourself. We'll create a password. And with this password, I want you to write it down on a piece of paper. I don't like to keep my passwords or recovery phrase on my computer. We'll get to that in the security section, but let's click that and move forward. So now that we have this password, we're going to go to secure your wallet here. So let's take a little bit of time to talk about what a secret recovery phrase is. It's a 12-word phrase that is your master key to your wallet and your funds. So I can't stress how important the secret recovery phrase is. Everyone wants it. Every scammer is going to be trying to get it. You might hear seed phrase. It was called seed phrase before secret recovery phrase, but it's basically the same terminology. So you're going to be writing this down on a piece of paper, not keeping it on your computer because it can get exploited. And I'd write it on a couple of pieces of paper and put it in a couple of different places. And then you would want to watch this video and read the information on this little tab. But I want to stress how important it is. It's your bank information. It's your social security, number. It's if they have access to your wallet and your seed recovery phrase, they have access to everything in your wallet and all your NFTs, all your funds, and hopefully all your NFTs are going to be valuable and precious to you. So we want to make sure that you're as safe as possible. And let's hit next. So secret recovery phrase, once we click here, for our purposes, we'll show it because this is just kind of a test. But once we click this, it shows you the 12 words, the holy grail of your password. So make sure you write this down on a piece of paper a couple of times exactly in the order that it is. If you lose this, you lose everything. And if you give this up, you give up everything. So I'm hoping that I am stressing this enough for you. We want to write this stuff down. We're going to need that. But some tips on the right. Store this phrase in a password manager. Like I would not do that. Write this on a piece of paper. I would do that. Memorize this phrase. I have people that memorize it. Just be careful. If you memorize it, you might be quick to use it. So you always want your brain to always know if someone asks for that, you want everything to come to a screeching halt. But here, let's confirm that exactly how we saw it on the page before. And I'll take this time to continually stress how important the secret recovery phrase is. So, always make sure that you're keeping it safe, please. We will talk about it in security, but pretty much no one will ever ask you for your secret recovery phrase. A website will not ask you. So if any website does, even if it's Firefox, there's potentially an exploit there. Everything should come to a complete halt in your mind, and you want to reset and make sure everything is safe. Never give it up. So congratulations. You've downloaded and added the extension to Google Chrome. You've done it. You now have a wallet, and we're very, very proud. So read through all the information, and we want to click I'm done here, and then we'll go check out the wallet a little bit. So it's just saying what's new. They're talking a little bit about where transactions are easier to read. But in your wallet, you're basically going to be looking at your options here: buy, send, swap. Those are all going to be kind of third-party, things. But the most important, I would say, is under account 1 is going to be your public wallet address, which you're going to be giving that to people that you want to send money to, or if they want to send you something. It's not a secret or anything like that. You can give that out pretty regularly, and it's not a problem. But let's go to buy. You can deposit ETH through here. Like I said, these are third-party apps, so we'll go over that a little bit. But send, you would put in, if you wanted to send money to somebody like me, you could put my wallet address in there. And then if you want to swap ETH for a different token, you can as well there. So those are basically the pretty standard options for your wallet. On the bottom there, it says assets and activity. So assets, when you get something, you'll see it. And then activity, it'll show you that as well. We'll go over that more a little bit later. And then you can see, you can create a new wallet. You can set up your hardware wallet. And there's different networks. All things we'll go over, but I do want to stress how lovely it's been setting up the wallet with you.
Awesome. So that was a wonderful setup of a MetaMask wallet. Like he said, the secret phrase is just so important. And that public wallet address is not the same. That is different. That wallet address is more like your email as opposed to your social security number. So that's a great wallet setup video. And I encourage you that if you didn't get it or you want to revisit later, it's a great way to do so. Pause it, do what you need to do to set up that wallet. So next is how to buy Ethereum. So that wallet is what will hold your Ethereum. And you will need to buy Ethereum through a crypto exchange. And so Coinbase is far and away the most popular way to do so. I know Binance is popular internationally, and then Gemini and PayPal are two other options that allow you to do so. However, Coinbase is by far the most popular and widely used and encouraged. And so what that allows you to do is change your dollars or your local currency, whatever you use, into Ethereum, the cryptocurrency. And that's important because Ethereum is what will allow you to purchase NFTs. So this video, which we'll click through and chat through, is how you can set up an account on Coinbase. So like I said, the two most important things to purchase an NFT will be a Coinbase account where you can buy the Ethereum and the Metamask account where you can store and transact.
Hello,
So
today we're going to learn how to sign.
I want to mute this and we'll just chat through it for a minute and you guys could always revisit it, see extra steps, etc. So he is on Coinbase.com. On the top right, he'll press sign up. It's going to ask for some info, your name, your email. You'll create a password in your state, be able to sign in. You will possibly get a $5 Bitcoin credit, I guess. And you'll get an email to verify who you are, to enter an authentication code, match your phone numbers up, etc. And then this is where you can verify your identity. After that, it's going to ask you for a bunch of info that they need essentially just to, confirm that you are you and you are who you are. It'll ask for some basic info on what you'd like to trade and what you want to trade for to submit. And then some more to verify identity, a little bit more about you. Once you sign in and enter all that info, which is on that homepage basically, on account limits, which it will bring you to, you can see on the right, it shows that send cryptocurrency, receive cryptocurrency, purchases, that's all disabled. And that's because he needs to verify a photo ID. So you can see on the bottom left and on the right that you could enable send and receive by verifying that photo ID. And so he will do that. He can use his camera, he can upload a file, a webcam, or use your webcam rather, to grab a photo front and back of your ID. And so that will verify him completely. And then from a payment method standpoint, he has to upload a payment method, typically a bank account. So we'll go through a little bit more about how you can make payments. All right, I'll just do that now actually. But you will have to, before you can transact, upload in either a debit card or a bank account. And that doesn't have to be your primary way of sending, but they do need something to verify and match you up with. So there are a few ways to make, to deposit funds into Coinbase, deposit US dollars or whatever currency you have into Coinbase. And that's through a bank account, this top option, through PayPal. The debit card is not recommended, so we're not going to go over that one. It's for smaller amounts, and there are a lot of holdups there, and wire transfers. And so there are benefits and cons to each one, but they're all great options actually. A bank account, that top option that we just saw, or an ACH transfer, can be used for large and small investments. I think it has a $35,000 limit per day, which is obviously plenty. And what you can do with this is buy the Ethereum immediately, but you actually won't be able to send it or export it to any account until for 3 to 5 business days, actually sometimes up to a week or even more. So that's important to know that if you buy it with that top option, that bank account option right here with this $35,000 limit, there will be a holdup on transacting with those funds. With PayPal, there is a $1,000 limit, so there are definitely some limits there, and you will be able to instantly buy Ethereum and transact the Ethereum, but up to $1,000. I believe that's daily as well. And a wire transfer is for the larger amounts, but it can also be used for any amount, of course. And that's a great option because, again, I'll go back to here. This wire transfer, as long as it's sent before, I think, 4 o'clock Eastern, That's available for same day usage, 100% complete usage. And so, and again, to go over everything, bank account and PayPal have small delays in actually being able to use the Ethereum, whereas wire transfers are usually available on the same day to use in its entirety. And so again, this is on our video as well, and it's a good thing to reference or screen grab, but this has all the information that you may need regarding which payment method you can use. Oh, let me actually go back into this share mode or slideshow mode. Sorry, why isn't this working now? Okay, I'll just go out. Great. So again, this video brought us how to buy crypto on Coinbase. And after that, you'll have to add it to your crypto wallet. And so we'll go through this video here on how you can get that Ethereum from Coinbase to the Metamask wallet from step one. So as you can see in this portfolio, he has $6. What we're going to do first is go through how to buy more Ethereum, how he's going to do that, and then how he can send that to his Metamask wallet. So the first thing he's going to do is on the top right, he's going to press buy/sell, and he will be able to enter how much he would like. He's going to switch it from Bitcoin to Ethereum, as Ethereum is the most widely used cryptocurrency for NFTs. So he's switching it to Ethereum. And then he's paying with his bank account. And you can see you can buy up to 35,000. So he's using that one. And since it's a smaller amount, there's not going to be a huge holdup here for transferring. But there's going to be a $250 purchase. He'll be able to preview his buy. Again, coming from his Wells Fargo bank account, it'll show the price of Ethereum, the price of your purchase, and the small fee that's involved with a purchase on Coinbase. And so he submitted that purchase. He's now able to see that he has $251 of Ethereum, and actually $245 of Ethereum and some free Bitcoin it looks like he got. And so now what he's going to do is he wants to send that to his MetaMask wallet. So then he could connect to different sites and purchase it in that way. So on the top right, he's clicking send/receive. I'm sorry, what he's doing now is he is grabbing his wallet address from MetaMask. So he clicked on that little extension he added previously, and he wants to send the cryptocurrency to his MetaMask wallet. So this account one, that code that's right beneath it, that is unique to his wallet, that's like his email address for that wallet. He is going to hover over it and grab, I'm gonna go back for 1 second. He's hovering over it and copying it to his clipboard. So he just copied that address, and now he can go to send/receive on Coinbase. He can decide how much he wants to send. He's going to do send all here. And in the to box, he is going to copy paste that email address. Dewey will do some questions afterwards. So he's checking right now that it all matches up. You can see it starts at OX798 and he's matching it, and it ends in 929C. And so he's double checking that it matches up. After he does that, he is sending. So he can see everything that's about to go through, how much money he's sending, the fees involved. And he is entering a confirmation code that he got on his phone. And now you can see, Dewey, if you want to put a question in the chat, please feel free to do so. Please stop raising your hand. We'll get to some questions afterwards in just a few minutes, and nice Q&A at the end. So he just sent all this Ethereum to his wallet, and now he's able to go into his MetaMask wallet and see that now he has no Ethereum in his Coinbase, and it's now in his MetaMask account. And so it's showing the Ethereum there. It shows received 0.07 Ethereum. Awesome. So that is a great tutorial on how you can send crypto, or how you can buy cryptocurrency and send it to your wallet pretty quickly. So I just went through this a little bit, but there are different restrictions and different amounts that you can use for different payment methods. And do some more research on which one you think is best for you. But between bank account, an ACH transfer, a wire transfer, and PayPal, there are some great options to get everything you need. So this is a quick video. I'll just tap through it for a minute, but something you could do on your own time as well. It's just kind of a tutorial on how you can use OpenSea. Joe, let's not do that, please. Joe, Ty, if you could maybe, if Joe keeps doing this, possibly remove him. He keeps requesting remote control of my screen. So he's not doing it anymore, but if it happens again, I'll let you know. This is how you can use Metamask. How you can use OpenSea, which is the eBay of NFTs, where all the collections are held on the secondary market. And so we just basically taking you through how you can look at it, just learning on like how you can look at collections and check out the floor pricing, and then how you can actually buy one on OpenSea and make your transaction happen. So it's a great video to check out as well. Sorry if I'm getting a bit of like an echo on my computer. It's a little weird. All right, so once you buy an NFT, how can you see it? What's important to know is that the NFT is actually stored on the blockchain, and it's not necessarily on OpenSea or anything like that. It's not stored on OpenSea. It's stored on the blockchain. But when you connect your wallet to a site like OpenSea, it allows you to look at what NFTs you have. Another great site is called Rainbow Wallet, where you can connect your MetaMask wallet and it'll show the NFTs that you own. Just important to know that they're stored on the blockchain and they're not necessarily stored on OpenSea. Like I mentioned at the beginning, a hardware wallet is a super important step in NFT land, especially for higher level assets or for increased security. And so this is a great video that we're not going to go through right now, but that VeeFriends set up on how to set up your hardware wallet, how to create and secure your hardware wallet for higher level protection of NFTs. Oh, that might be, oh, here we go. Great, so those are great videos that you could always reference back to, but we're going to chat a little bit more about some more Web3. Something that's super, super important, which you guys may have seen a little bit of, especially if you follow VeeFriends on socials and stuff like that, is how to stay safe in the land of Web3 and NFTs. There are so many scams and people that are have bad intentions, and it's important to know how to kind of pick out the bad apples. So let's chat a little bit more about scams. One second. A good rule of thumb is that if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. So there have been some emails that go out from accounts that impersonate VeeFriends and other NFT collections to join a mint or to use your wallet to do something that you're not supposed to do. The best way to kind of know if things are fake or not is to only use links that are on official and verified Instagrams or Twitters of like VeeFriends, which has, plenty of followers, and from Gary himself, and to make sure it's actually him, because like, as you can see on this top right, this is somebody who is not Gary and is impersonating him. His name is spelled wrong. It's not his right handle. And it's just a link that will bring you to a site that you don't want to be at, as well as just fake accounts, fake Instagrams. Something else that I see a lot of is when people will claim that Gary owns a certain collection when he doesn't, right? Or they'll send him some for free and say that Gary bought them or he owned them, and try and trick people into thinking they're good investments. It's just very important to be cautious. Whenever anything asks you for your secret phrase outside of directly your MetaMask, unless it's you're uploading a wallet for the first time or whatever it may be, you're really never going to be asked for that secret phrase. And whenever that happens, whenever that pops up or someone asks you to enter it or a site asks you to enter it, it's really never needed. So just that should always be just such an alert, a red flag, an alarm in your head that something's not right, and you should not enter your secret phrase anywhere. If it is something that you think might be real, ask our Discord, people on our Discord, ask myself on Twitter, ask Tyler, check in, because it's very, very rare. So it's important to be careful about the links and things that you click. In Discord, it's important to not click links that you get in like DMs. It's just, there's so many people that are kind of out to get you, and navigating it the right way is very important. Another one, a drop. It's time for VeeFriends mini drop, 15 new characters. It's not a correct email. Obviously people wouldn't know this, but VeeFriends is on the 25th floor, not the 26th. But yeah, this is not correct. It is, there's been a lot of scams and phishing that's gone out. It's important to remain safe. This is a great blog post that VeeFriends put together and Gary's team put together about what NFTs Gary actually owns. This is a great blog link that you can actually click on this and see, and it's also on the VeeFriends blog. So something that you guys should definitely dive into if you get a second. Gary also likes to say that Google is your mother. Whether you like it or not, Google has a lot of really great info all around NFTs, Web3, mining, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever you may want to look up. There are some great podcasts and YouTube videos and articles that you can dive into. Gary has a media outlet called 1:37 p.m., which does a ton of great information about all things Web3 and NFTs. So diving into the world of Google and doing a lot of homework and videos and articles is a great way to get started as well. Now that we've gone through a lot of important things, I want to touch on some key terms that either we've chatted about or you'll probably encounter in the NFT world. So your wallet address, we've chatted about a few times, but it is basically like your mailing address or your email address. It's where your coins are stored, your Bitcoin, I guess your Bitcoin as well, but we really deal with Ethereum and NFTs. That's the main currency, the main blockchain. So a wallet address allows you to prove ownership and have ownership and own on the blockchain and transact. Gas is important. When you make a transaction on the blockchain, basically the digital ledger of NFTs, you pay fees. That is called a gas price. So that's basically when it's a fee that goes towards the transaction speed, that the transaction that you are making on the blockchain. So for example, the higher gas fees, the more transactions are happening, or the lower the gas fees, the less. And so if there's a lot of traction going on at once, it might be best to wait a few minutes for that gas fee to go down. But a gas fee basically is dependent on it's basically the supply and demand of the blockchain. And this is a good tracker on, you can basically see how high is gas fees right now, how many transactions are going on. Minting is verifying a transaction on the blockchain. I like to think of minting as being the first buyer of something. And so it's basically equivalent of like waiting outside of Adidas or Nike or a store, or waiting for tickets to go live to a concert. And if you're the first person to buy that ticket or that pair of shoes or whatever it may be, that's kind of the equivalent of minting. Secret phrase, we've chatted about that a lot. Keep it safe at all costs. That's individual and specific to each wallet. NFTs and tokens are interchangeable. And NFT, non-fungible token, is very frequently just called a token. And so that just describes the NFT that you own. And signing, when you make a transaction official, it's showed on that blue button on Metamask. It says confirm. That's your way of signing, kind of just like putting a pen to paper in the real world and authorizing a transaction. So this is a great index for a lot of great informations on what are NFTs, how to use OpenSea, cryptocurrency wallets, preparing for purchase, terms you need to know, good scam breakdowns on how to detect them and things we've seen in the past. Our blog post, our YouTube, which has a lot of these great videos on it, and a VeeFriends collection breakdown. I'll touch on this for a second just because I think it's important for what Gary does, and a lot of you may be interested in VeeFriends if this loads. Otherwise, I guess I could just chat through it. Great. So Gary launched Series 1 VeeFriends in May of 2021, which is a ton of characters that are based on NFT characters that are based on things that Gary admires in the world and in business. So he has Patient Panda, Empathy Elephant, Happy Hermit Crab, Gutsy Gecko, whatever it may be, you name it, he's got it. 268 total characters. Some of those granted higher access to Gary, such as FaceTimes or Hangouts, stuff like that. And every single NFT is a ticket to VeeCon, which is a conference that will be happening for 3 years. It's an annual ticket to VCon, and that conference for this year is May 19th to 22nd in Minneapolis. So that's going to be super cool. These are the tokens that Gary will always provide the most value and utility to for the rest of his career. And so those are currently on OpenSea. I think the floor price is around 13 or 14 Ethereum right now. So definitely not cheap, but awesome investments for believers in Gary. VeeFriends mini drops is just a smaller one that does not have a smaller VeeFriends collection that doesn't have the same utility or characters. It's more so surprise and delight NFT drops for holders of specific VeeFriends tokens. Book Games is a collection that Gary launched based off of people who purchased different amounts of his books back during a live stream in August. And so for every 12 books somebody bought, they got one NFT. So some people got 120 books and they got 10 NFTs. And that collection is called Book Games. There's so many great resources on our blog post about it. I would 100% recommend reading those about what Book Games is, what they're beneficial for, their role in Series 2, etc. But Book Games is Gary's collection that has over 100,000 NFTs, and it's very, very, very cool. And I'd encourage you guys to take a deep dive through the site. VeeFriends Series 2 is launching in spring 2022. That is why we're here. It will likely be in April. They'll be under $1,000 in Ethereum. And so it will not have the same VCon access or utilities as Series 1, but it's a great way to join the VeeFriends ecosystem and have a character to root for. Great. So this is our presentation. We can 100% always revisit any of those past videos or slides or links, and I definitely encourage you to do so. And now that we've gone through everything that you need to create a crypto wallet and buy an NFT, I would love to field any questions that we may have for the next 20 minutes or so. So if anybody has a question, you can react and raise your hand, and I will be able to unmute you and you can ask a question. And if you don't have any questions, you can feel free to hop off or shoot us any messages or questions you may have, but it's very, very appreciated. Anyone have any questions? Okay, Egan, I think I'll unmute you. Hey. Not hearing him if he's talking. I can hear you, Egan. I'll ask Valdi here to unmute.
Hey, how you doing? Question.
Yep.
Could I also transfer Bitcoin from Coinbase to Metamask?
That's a good question. I will say that Bitcoin is most popular. It's good to hold in Coinbase as well because you don't necessarily purchase NFTs with Bitcoin. And so I think Ethereum is a MetaMask wallet. And I wouldn't see a purpose in necessarily transferring Bitcoin there. However, I know if you did want to buy NFTs with Bitcoin on Coinbase, you can convert it to convert it to Ethereum to send to MetaMask, but Coinbase is safe. I mean, Bitcoin is safe in Coinbase, and I wouldn't really see a need to have it in MetaMask because MetaMask is used for purchasing NFTs, which can't really be done with Bitcoin.
Got it. All right, that makes sense. Another question I have is, when you spoke about gas fees, you said that you can measure the traffic, supply and demand. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, so what a gas fee is basically paying Ethereum miners to complete transactions for you on the blockchain to compute what is needed to be done to make a transaction. And so the gas fees fluctuate from higher to lower prices. Well, every transaction has a gas fee, and those fees fluctuate.
Mommy, I'm on an NFT Zoom call. I'm gonna be asking a question.
I think I just muted the right person. Based on how much volume and transactions are happening at one time, the price will go up, because it's basically a gas fee is basically the supply and demand of the blockchain. If there's a lot of transactions going on, there's going to be a higher gas fee. If it's a very busy time, there's going to be a higher gas fee. And if there's not as many people that are trying to make transactions or interact with NFTs, it's going to be lower. And so that gas checker, I think it kind of has, it just like tells you, is it low, is it high? Like it gives you like a taker on where it is, where the gas price is. And so it's kind of, like I said, like the supply and demand of the blockchain, and basically paying people to make transactions on your behalf, or complete transactions through like all types of code that I'm not proficient on. But that gas checker, and there's a few of them. If you just look up on Google, like Ethereum gas checker, there should be a lot of good options. Cool. I'll unmute somebody else. Let's see. Bar Napkin Art, I'll ask you to unmute. And once you guys ask your questions, feel free to unraise your hand or lower your hand, so we can I can tell who's asked their questions already. Bar Napkin Art, I've asked you to unmute. Go ahead.
You there?
Yep.
Oh, hey, bud. How's it going? Thanks for having us Zoom today.
My pleasure. Thank you for joining.
All right. Just a quick question. And what do you think about traditional like artwork, such as like painting, drawings, and like photography being a part of, the NFT landscape kind of thing going on? Or is it just mainly think like 3D stuff and animation and digital artwork? Just an opinion thing.
I think if there's room for all of it. Like I was never into art at all. Like I said, I was a sports card guy that when I met Gary, it's all I really knew. And then
right.
NFTs kind of like expanded my mindset, where now when I go to like a physical art museum, I'm like, wow, this stuff is way cooler than I thought it was like a year ago. It's just learning to appreciate art more.
Right.
And so I think in NFTs, there's a lot going on. Of course, a lot of it is like profile pictures or 3D things, or things that couldn't really be replicated in a physical setting. But there's also a lot of collections and collectors who do it just for the pure art of it and the aesthetic of art,
right.
and being able to prove that they own it. For example, there's fake Picassos or Warhols or whatever it may be out there, whereas digital art, you can, trace it back to the owners and the creators. And so I've always thought that from a creator standpoint, it could, like, what could have happened if Picasso could make an NFT for every drawing he had, and they correspond with each other, so you can tell like what's authentic and what's not. And now all of a sudden, Mr. Picasso is making royalties for his family based on secondary sales, which I think is a super cool part of NFTs, is that creators can earn royalties on it. So I think there's a lot of new technology that's going to impact and benefit more traditional art styles as well. But I think it's just growing that general world, and there's collectors of like more basic NFT art, and more, pure art forms. And then there's some that have much more utility and 3D and whatever that may be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool, man. All right. Sure. Thanks for your opinion. Have a good one now.
You too.
Okay. All
right, Egan, I think I muted you before, so I'll let you unmute again and you could ask a question.
Hello.
Yeah, what's up?
When creating an NFT, should you create it on Ethereum blockchain or Polygon?
It's a great question. Ethereum is definitely the most widely used and the biggest kind of audience for creating NFTs. The downside of it is that to create them, especially if it's a larger collection, is more expensive to mint and generate those NFTs. And so for like a beginner, maybe wanting to learn the technology or just experiment a little bit, Polygon's a great option just because it's a much lower cost to actually do so. But if it's a smaller collection, or you want to give it to the largest audience possible, probably Ethereum. But I think that Polygon is pretty much more efficient, since there's not as much gas fees going into it.
Okay, last question. Should you spend money marketing your NFTs?
Yeah, it's also a good question. I would definitely, there's some really cool YouTube videos and podcasts and articles about how people have marketed their projects in the past. It's just different with every project, right? There's just like how in the real world with businesses, if you start a business, you can do as little or as much marketing as you'd want, depending on your goals for the project or your business. I think it's the same way where, of course, since NFTs are all kind of done on social media and on Twitter, marketing is definitely important between Twitter and Discord, I would say. are the two most important. So yeah, I think it's pretty important to do. It just all depends on how you feel as a creator, since it's all kind of in your hands. But yeah, the most successful projects typically have really good marketing behind them. Cool. Thank you, Egan. I'll unmute somebody else. Marathon, I asked you to unmute.
Hey,
How's it
so I have
going?
a question. I'm actually creating a public project in Canada, raise capital to host venues for like, like rap, art conventions and all of this stuff, and like host contests. So those creators can create NFTs for themselves. But then I also have a question. Like, I'm creating my own NFT where, like I create one image, but like I don't know how to scramble it. Like I want to scramble the image in such a way where like it create like 11,000 images or like 11,000 different colors or 11,000 different shapes. Do you know like any like scramblers that can scramble the image for me by chance? Or
Sure. So I'll touch on both of those. NFTs are a great way to fundraise.
Yeah.
And so we're seeing that become much more popular, where a lot of people give a small amount to make a much bigger amount and do something as a collective. And so fundraising and venues is something super cool about that. In a way, not quite, but VCon and VeeFriends is kind of doing something similar, where a lot of the funds that Gary has raised from VeeFriends is going into 3 years of making an incredible conference for everybody to attend as a community. So it's definitely an awesome way to create funds and fundraise and back a project. So that's definitely becoming more popular, and I'm seeing that as well. As far as layering or creating NFTs that I think it's kind of called generative art. And so what I would do in your spot is look up like NFT project generators or generative art creating, like something along those lines on Google, and there should be a lot of great a lot of great sites. But generative art, I think,
Gary, do you work for Gary? Like, are you in touch with them or?
Yeah, I do, mostly just around VeeFriends. But yeah, I do know Gary, and I'm fortunate to know Gary. I met him a couple of years ago, and we've definitely stayed close ever since. Something else, just before you go on, is that I think the word that you might be looking for is layering. I've seen it a lot where people layer NFTs where it's just one image, and they layer on different noses or hats or eyes or whatever it may be. And so that's also a good word to
But like, dude, I want to tell you what I'm doing. So like, I got a painting frame in my house, and I'm gonna be painting a picture of Snoop and like some Gucci. I'm not sure if you heard about me, but you can check my Instagram right now if you want to. And like I'm gonna be painting like Snoop Dogg with some Gucci on, and I'm gonna make it like an NFT type thing to raise money. And I'm looking to like change the colors, and like I'm looking to change, like, how you wait, hold up.
Yeah, I would look up how to layer NFTs. I think that's the best way for you to kind of explore that world. And there'll be a lot of cool options with like different traits that you can create, and like it's just as simple as like a JPEG here and there. It's definitely a good way to do that.
Okay. Hold up. But yeah, see, I got a frame right here. I got a frame right there.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna be putting that, and I'm gonna crop it out, and yeah, I think I want to adjust the image in like numerous ways, and like I want to see if it can scramble. So like, there's like, are you sure there's online generators, dude? For sure, because like I want this.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain. I would look up on Google how to layer NFTs or how to, create generative NFTs.
What's your Instagram, dude?
I'll put it in this chat. It's at Adam Rips, and that's the same as my Twitter. And yeah, I want to try and hit as many questions as I can without spending like too much time on I think I just sent this to the wrong person. I'll put it in the chat. But we can chat more on it potentially. I just want to make sure I can hit everyone's questions as far as like going around the circle here.
Do you live in the States or do you live in Canada?
The States.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll ask someone to unmute in the meantime.
Okay. Thanks, man.
You got it.
Oh, I got one more question.
Go for it.
Actually, I'll get back to you later. I'll raise my hand again. I forgot the question. But,
you got it. You got it.
yeah.
I'll be here.
Yeah.
Hey man, can you hear me?
Yep. What's up, Nikolaj?
Hey, thanks for the session today.
My
I
pleasure.
have a question about the correlation between book game tokens and VeeFriends Series 2. Is it true that in order to be, let's say, eligible for pre-sale, it doesn't matter which type and which rarity of tokens you have?
Good question. So there are definitely different rarities of all these tokens, and that's going to come into play, I believe, later on through a bunch of things Gary's going to do forever. As far as the friends list, the whitelist type of pre-sale access to the Series 2 NFTs, the rarity will not matter. That's correct. It's going to be more about quantity and not quality. Quantity and not quality. So it's much more about how many do you have. It's not going to matter the rarities for this one event.
Perfect. I just have one more technical question.
Yep.
I tried to set up my Immutable X wallet like it was shown in the video, and it just, when I tried to set it up, it said in the video that there were two addresses, and one next to one it said this, select the wallet used for books purchased. I'm just wondering, this is only for people who were purchasing books in the past, or what does that mean?
I think I understand what you're asking. When you set up a layer 2 wallet like on Token Trove, and again, this is going a little bit deeper. So for everyone here, we're talking on Book Games, which is that project that Gary put out, and there's some great resources on the blog for that. It uses the same address as your normal wallet. It's not a different address. In your case, but yes, it was only for people who bought those books back on the live stream. So that might be the issue there. And the other one is that some people bought them on different wallets than what they currently use. And so there were some mechanics that we went through around how to switch people's wallets around. I'm not exactly sure in your scenario, but it should match up with your same Ethereum wallet address, unless you bought with two different accounts.
All right, perfect.
You got it.
Thank you.
My pleasure. All right, again, I'm not sure if I've asked these people to unmute yet, but if you've unmuted, please unraise your hand.
Hi.
What's up, Ryan?
Hey, so I have a technical question. Last week I was on and I downloaded the MetaMask extension and closed the browser, came back to it today. And when I go to it, metamask.io, it's saying to download again. I verified that it's in my extensions, and it is, and I can't access my wallet. So it's just asking me to download, and I click download again, and then it says you already have the extension. So I'm not sure what I'm missing. If
Sure.
that
On the top right of your screen, do you know is the pin of the MetaMask Fox up on that top right?
When you say the pin, like,
Yeah,
what do you mean by, is that different than bookmarking?
it is. So they might have touched on this in the video. He might have done it in a different way, but let's see, I can probably share.
And I'm on metamask.io right now as well, where it's telling me to download right now.
Yeah, so let me see if I can share this really quick. I want to make sure I do this the right way. So let's see. Can you share? I'm not gonna, all right, so I can share my desktop. Share. Great, so you should be able to see my screen here.
Yes.
Let me minimize this. And so this little fox up here is what you want to get.
I do not have that.
Right, so this is important, and so it's a great question. On this right side, actually, on this, you can click this puzzle piece, which I think you should have, and you'll be able to see that MetaMask wallet is an extension, and this blue pin.
Got it.
You could blue that in, and that should fix all the problems for you. Now this fox is up here, and when you go into a site or when you click on that, it'll ask you to put your password in, and it'll show very clearly up there.
So I've got the Fox now, thank you. And
Yep.
I click on it
And
and nothing happens.
it doesn't ask you for your password or anything?
No, so go back to metamask.io, right? And refresh the screen there.
I would try. It looks like you have, I mean, you have it downloaded if it's there. There might be a couple ways to like manage that extension, but once it's pinned, I've never really had an issue with it. I'm not too sure there.
So do you click on the pin, or is it just automatic that when you go to the site, it automatically recognizes it?
Nope. So I'll go to VeeFriends.com here. Let's see. VeeFriends.com. And what it does, oh, I typed it in wrong. That's no bueno. VeeFriends.com. And then automatically sees that I have MetaMask here, and it's going to ask me to sign a pop-up probably in a second. Yep. See, so now it's bringing me here automatically. So I'm not going to do that.
I'm not getting that when I go to metamask.io.
So try going to VeeFriends.com and see if it brings you to sign in with your wallet. I would try that to see if it's working properly, but whenever I do something, it just has me, it automatically does that since I have that fox in my top right corner as a pinned extension.
So on VeeFriends, it says connect wallet.
Yeah, I would, you can move forward with that.
Okay, and then how do I access my actual MetaMask wallet so I can see what items are in there?
So that typically is what happens when I click on the fox, is that it brings down my account and my wallet. I'm not exactly sure how to troubleshoot it, but there's definitely.
You would just be like on a Google page and click the fox and then
Correct.
It does it.
Correct.
Okay, I'll reset the browser and see if that maybe fixes that. Thank you.
Okay. My pleasure. Let me get back to Zoom. I'm not doing this the right way. Oh, here we go.
Thanks for taking time with some of these general questions too.
My pleasure. Recognize. Oh, here we are. Okay. I've already asked it. All right. I'll ask to unmute here.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for giving me an opportunity. Just have
pleasure.
one quick question. Yesterday I was trying to purchase the NFT on OpenSea, and as I mentioned earlier on the group chat, I tried to swap my currency from ETH to WETH, and then while I was trying to set the gas fee, I couldn't set to confirm the transaction for some reason. So it wouldn't allow me to confirm the transaction for some reason.
Sure.
So that's how I got stuck there.
Okay, so my guess is that it's because when you convert from Ethereum to wrapped Ethereum, which is needed to make offers and stuff like that, you need to leave a little bit of Ethereum for the gas fee. So I think that like you might have gone like with the exact amount is my guess. The only thing that comes to mind, where like let's say you wanted to wrap 1 Ethereum, you would maybe want to do like 0.95 or 0.96 because then it leaves some funds to use for the gas fee that needs to do it for the transactional fee. So I think just going a little bit below that exact number is the best way to do it.
I've tried that to be honest with you, and again, it didn't work as well. So I'm not sure if because I'm choosing the fast or the normal or the slow of the gas transactions, and I tried to customize the gas fees as well. And the highest that he was asking me, again, it didn't let me to confirm the transaction.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. I never really try to customize anything too much besides like press it high or low or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. There might be some good YouTube tutorials on like how to wrap Ethereum that maybe walks through it in a better way, but I'm not sure off the top of my head.
All right. Thank you very much for your help.
My pleasure. All right. I will ask a couple more. Hello. All right, he's not answering. El Gallo, I'll ask you to unmute.
Hello?
How's it going?
How's it going? Yeah, I had a question. I already started like a little bit like doing my research, like how Gary says to do like 50 hours.
Yep.
I wanted like another opinion to know like what do you recommend like aiming for if you're trying to buy NFT?
You said what do I recommend looking for?
Yeah, like what are you recommending to start at?
I think that Gary puts out a lot of great content, whether it's on his YouTube or on his site called 1:37 p.m. I really love everything that he puts out. And I would just, I just love, I've always been like a more visual learner. So I watch YouTube videos and stuff like that. And so I think that that's a great way to go about it. It's just like research and Google questions that you have about the space, or maybe like things that you're curious about. So you can go forward that way. But there's so many resources where like with an individual question or something that you have, it's a great way to do it. Otherwise, I know that Gary has some great like Q&As out there on his YouTube and just like state of the unions on NFTs, which are super nice to listen to.
All right. Thank you very much.
My
Appreciate it.
pleasure. I'm gonna have to run in a minute, so I know I've got a couple people that I've got left to unmute, so I'll try and get through one or two more questions. Marathon, I'm not sure if you've asked a question yet, but your hand's still up, so I'll ask you to unmute.
Hey, thanks, man. So, what are some good ways in which I can make a Discord for this NFT? Because like I want to make a Discord, and I honestly don't know where to start. I've looked at YouTube videos, but any tips? Anybody you know that I can hire? Like anybody credible we can talk to after I DM you? I can
Yeah,
get
I'm not gigantic on Discord myself. I would have gone, the same route of like YouTubes and articles on how to do it. My best advice would probably be to like just hang in like the VeeFriends Discord and a bunch of other like projects Discords just to see like the general vibe and how people operate them and all the different kind of ways to give information. So I would probably just like get some experience in some really good Discords, and VeeFriends is definitely one of those. Just to kind of see how they work. But from like a technical standpoint, I'm not too sure.
How quickly do your NFTs sell, dude? Because like I know NFTs are a new concept. Some people in my city think it's a scam. Some people think it's how quickly do they sell for you?
I lost you a bit at the end there, but I hear as well. VeeFriends, because of who Gary is and his branding and his marketing and the VeeFriends brand as a whole, they sell out quickly because it's Gary and because the people behind it. It just all depends on the collection. Some of them don't sell out, or they'll mint, they'll sell 10 out of 1,000 or 100 out of 10,000 or whatever it may be. It just depends on all the project. Because of who Gary is, his typically sell for a solid amount, and or his typically sell pretty quickly is what I mean. Just because of who he is, but it depends on the person and the project.
Okay, and I'm also getting into the influencing zone. I'll just tell you a bit about myself. So I blew up in my city, like, I just got a bunch of shout outs and like a bunch of mentions, and I got a bunch of exposure in my city. So currently my social media reach is only 300 followers, but over 2,000 to 3,000 to 4,000 people are aware of aware of what I'm trying to do, whether it be investing in crypto stocks and all this stuff. But my main goal is to host the venue functions. And I was getting into the influencing zone, so I kind of wanted to know any good video recording software that you would mention that can record your screen and can record your webcam, because like I'm gonna need that.
I'm not too sure on that. Really, for more personal stuff, like you can definitely shoot me a message or something like that, because I just want to try and hit through a few more questions. I'm not exactly sure. As far as building brand and especially in the NFT world, Twitter and Discord are probably the two most important. Instagram is also great as well. But for more, stuff like that, I would just be looking up the same stuff you would be on Google. So I couldn't really help too much on that front, but I would definitely recommend like building brand through Twitter and Discord.
All right. Thanks. Thanks so much, man.
You got it. All right. I know a couple people have raised their hand more recently, but I'm probably going to have to jump. Again, for all the stuff that I've shared on Twitter and on Discord and everything that I've gone through, this site on Road to Series 2 is definitely the best way to find it. And on this public schedule has feature sessions for anyone that's been jumping in recently. I'm going to ask Michael or Mikal to unmute, and I think that's the last one I have to get to right now, and then I'm going to have to jump. But all of this information is definitely available online, and we'll have plenty more sessions and ways for you guys to learn more about this. Mikal, Michael? Nope. All right, well, I think that's everybody. I know a couple more people have their hands raised, but I've got to run for a little bit. There's going to be so many more sessions that we can get through. And all of this information is available online. If you have questions, I'll put in my my Twitter in the chat as well, where you guys can reach out. But I do have to run, so let's see. I do appreciate everybody coming in. Again, all the recordings are available online and on this blog post. And so for anybody who has questions, feel free to reach out, join future sessions. They're running daily pretty much. and anyone who's come to learn. We really, really appreciate it. Again, everything here is available on the VeeFriends.com blog. Tyler just put it in the chat. And I appreciate all the questions and people who wanted to learn a bit today. So we really appreciate it, and we will chat with all you guys soon. Definitely stay in touch, interact with VeeFriends on Twitter, Discord, whatever you may want to do, and feel free to join any more sessions in the future. Thank you, everybody. Let's see.